Hey guys, it's Caroline, career and leadership coach, and today I want to talk to you about the 3 steps you can take to reach your full potential. Now, a lot of people that I work with, almost all of them, they want to make an impact. So initially they come to me because they're looking for that next leadership role where they feel challenged, fulfilled, getting paid what they're worth. But what a lot of people don't realize is this is a start of a journey. So working with me and creating your personal brand and how you can stand out and how you can actually learn to position yourself, increase your visibility, navigate an interview process or a performance review, and actually how you negotiate what you get paid for what you're worth. Anyway, this is only the beginning because getting those skills, yes, they are important, but you have to sustain that. So to reach your full potential, because that is ultimately what you want in your career, is to have a career where you can make that impact, where you can make that difference, and where you can be who you are. So many people that I know, they put up a mask at work. They put up a performance, and basically that's not helping them, because putting a performance, not showing who you truly are, will only block you to accelerate your career. Most people are afraid to rock the boat, are afraid to show who they really are, because maybe, just maybe, the other person won't like who they really are. And that is okay. So the first thing you have to know is that if you're going to be your authentic self, you will have people that love you and hate you. But that is okay. It does not determine who you are. It does not represent who you are. It's only the meaning you give to that. If you take it personally, then you give the meaning that it means something negative to you. Then it's going to impact you. So besides that, the 3 steps to really reach your potential. The first step is that we need to reconnect with ourselves. What do I mean with reconnecting to yourself? It is so a lot of people that I work with, they have lost the idea of a vision. So they have drifted from job to job, never really being intentional about their career moves, never being really conscious about the pros and cons of what they've done in their career. And so the reconnection exercise is understanding who you are in life and who you are in your career, and how that works together in your life, basically. So it's not one thing or the other thing. So you have to make sure that they dance together and that they can work together, that you are able to set boundaries, that you're able to really cherish those values that you have. If family is important to you, if connectivity is important to you, but you're working crazy hours and burning yourself out, there is a disconnect. And so reconnecting to yourself is all about, yes, increasing your self-awareness, but it's also about reconnecting to you, who you truly are. Like for too long, people have lived in just like a rat race, just going from one end to the other end without really thinking about the next move. It's about reconnecting, is about creating a vision for yourself, a vision like where you want to be, and that will serve as a compass that will tell you like what the next step should be. Will that take you closer or further for the goals that you want to achieve? So it's so important to improve our self-awareness, to really get in touch with ourselves, with understanding our beliefs, because that's another thing. Our belief system is often based on things we have learned before we were 7. So before we were 7 years old, our mind would just absorb everything, would be a big sponge and absorb all the information. And then from this age of 7, you start to really build upon what you believe and what you don't believe. And you start to really have those filters in place. And so at the moment, when you're an adult, you still can make, and very most likely make, decision based on a belief system that you build up early on in your life. And if you want to change, you have to think like, okay, my beliefs drive my actions, and my actions, they give me the results. If I want a different results, I need to start thinking different. And to start thinking different, you need to start shifting those limiting beliefs, start busting those beliefs that have hold you back, because with new beliefs and new thoughts, you will have new actions and you have different results. But you won't be able to do that if you don't reconnect with yourself, if you don't peel back that onion, who you truly are, and really stop and take time to look around and say, am I really where I want to be? Like, when is the last time you have stopped? Most people, they stopped during the pandemic, the lockdowns, because they didn't have any other choice. But other people, they saw more stress because of work, more busyness, more things to do. And just like it compounds, and it's like, just like they didn't have time to stop, and they haven't stopped for a long time. So ask yourself the question, when have you been able to stop? So that's the first step, reconnecting with yourself to reach your full potential. The second step is authentic leadership. Now, authentic leadership, I know that authenticity is like thrown around like a crazy lasso, but authentic leadership is like showing up in a way that sets you apart from everybody else, and that really goes deep into your core with your values and your mission. And you actually understand that if you lead with your heart and not by fear and not by frameworks and KPIs and everything else, which are important, don't get me wrong, but you need to start understanding what your true leadership style is, how you get that authenticity from knowing your connection, but by becoming self-aware, to really understanding, okay, how can that now influence? And yes, you will rock the boat with some people, and that is okay. Authentic leadership will accelerate your career to new heights, but you need to know what you stand for, and you need to be able to take small steps in terms of building your influence, building your visibility, building your network, and really stepping out of the shadows and really into the light in terms of what you stand for. And that's what authenticity and authentic leadership really means. And then the third step is all about strategy. Like, believe me, on your path to reaching your full potential, or to working on it, because it's constantly a journey, to be honest, but you will have roadblocks after roadblocks, because whenever change happens, whenever growth happens, you will put yourself outside your comfort zone. You will feel like an imposter. You will start self-doubting. You will like start second guessing yourself, because what you do is like you change like your identity, yourself on an identity level. And that's where real true change happens. You are going to be somebody else. Like, you're going to present yourself differently. But before you can do that, there will be so much shit that comes up, and you need to be able to clear that, because otherwise what your brain will do is it wants to keep you safe. It wants to keep you safe, and you will feel safe in an environment that you know. So your comfort zone, that's why people always say like, yeah, step outside your comfort zone. That's where magic happens and where transformation happens. And yes, they are right. But between stepping out your comfort zone is not just like waking up one morning and saying like, right, this is it, I'm stepping outside my comfort zone. Like, no, shit will hit the fan, and you will feel like so many things are coming at you, like self-doubt, imposter syndrome, and like second guessing yourself. And so you need the tools, the strategies to basically bust those limiting beliefs and get through it, because at the other end, There's some more challenges, of course, because it's a journey, and a journey you will have to go on time and time again. A new level is like a new challenge. How do they say that? A new level, same devil. It's like things will keep on coming up, but you need to have a strategy in place to actually bust through those blocks, and that is how you reach your full potential. So let me recap for you. First of all, it's really connecting with yourself again, really understanding what makes you you, increasing your self-awareness, and making sure that you stop and look around and reflect back on everything that you have done, both in your life and in your career, and understanding what triggers you to actually revert back to an ancient brain or to the 7-year-old self that makes those decisions. Try to pull yourself out, because awareness is the first step to transformation. Once you're aware of it, you can actually being able to manage your triggers. And when you know those triggers show up and you have a different strategy, you can actually be able to diffuse them and come out of the other end. So the first step is that reconnection with yourself. Then you have to authentic leadership, understanding what your authentic branding is, your personal brand. How do you want to be perceived? Because if you want to step up in your career, whether you want to step out in another company or step up in the company that you work for, it's like you need to know what you stand for. Think about all the leaders in the world that you like or dislike. They have one thing in common. They know what they stand for. They know what their value is. Whether you agree with it or not, whether I agree with it or not, doesn't matter. They are very clear and very, very specific. They know, they're very clear what they stand for. And so then, if you are able to know your personal brand, know how you want to be perceived, to go for it, position yourself, increase your visibility and your influence, making sure you have alliances with the right people, because that is all important, then you can actually have the strategy. Because like I said, shit will come up, and you will actually have like roadblocks, like second guessing, like imposter syndrome, self-doubt coming up, and you need to know how to diffuse that. And so that's where the strategy part comes in. So I hope this makes sense. And I want you to start thinking about like how these elements really, how are you showing up at work? Are you connected, and are you self-aware of who you are? Do you know your strengths? Do you know your weaknesses? Do you know your talents? Do you know where you want to go? Do you have a vision? Do you have a personal brand? Do you know how to influence and negotiate and create alliances, strategic alliances? Because it's not because people like you, you have strategic alliances. You want alliances that advocate for you and that actually push you upwards, forwards, and upwards in your career. And then think about like, okay, do I have a strategy in place? Or am I, every time I get fearful, I go back into my shell and hide because like it's safer? Do I know how to bust those limiting beliefs and step up and show up the way I want to show up, so I can get a different result, so I can reach my full potential, so I can make the impact that I know I can make? All right, so hopefully that is food for thought for you for today. If we are not connected yet on LinkedIn, connect with me. The more people I'm connected with and the more people I can share my message with, the more people I can help with my free or my paid programs. And if you're interested in working together in how I can help you own your greatness, then reach out, schedule a call in with me, and we will talk about how that would work for you and how I can help you really step outside the shadow and really shine and step up and accelerate your career. I will pop a link below, so you schedule in a call. On the call, we will talk. It's going to be a very simple call, me understanding you and what you want to achieve. And then I'm going to share with you what working together potentially would look like. And at the end, you say like, yes, this is something for me, let's do it. Or you say like, yes, it sounds great, but not now, or this is not for me. So perfect. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the next live. Thanks. Bye-bye.